Hey Cancer, I just sat down with my cards and honestly, I needed to share this reading with you immediately because what came through is seriously intense. Like I've been doing tarot for years and sometimes you just get those readings where you can feel the energy crackling and this is absolutely one of those moments. So someone in your orbit did something they should not have done and now the consequences are rolling in and the cards are being so clear about what is unfolding for you these next few days. Let me start by saying, I am pulling cards specifically about this situation, and I already feel this heavy weight of justice and accountability energy. Like when I shuffled my deck asking about what Cancer needs to know right now, the cards practically jumped out. So let us dive into this because you need to understand what the universe is revealing about your immediate future. The first card I pulled is Justice, and oh my goodness, Cancer. This is the card of karmic balance and truth being revealed. Justice does not mess around. This is about someone facing the exact consequences of their actions toward you. And here is what strikes me about this energy. Justice is not about revenge or getting even in some petty way. This is about divine order being restored. Someone thought they could cross boundaries with you. Maybe they lied or betrayed your trust or did something manipulative, and they genuinely believed there would be no repercussions. But justice is here to tell you that the scales are balancing themselves and you do not even have to lift a finger. What I find so fascinating about justice appearing first is the timing of it all. This card suggests that whatever happened, it happened recently enough that the person responsible probably thinks they got away with it. They might even be feeling pretty confident right now. Maybe they are going about their daily life thinking everything is fine. But justice has this quality where truth always surfaces eventually. And in your case, Cancer, that eventually is happening very soon, like within days, not weeks or months. The universe has a perfect timing system, and right now that system is activated for your situation. I want you to understand something really important about justice energy. This card represents objective truth, the kind that cannot be argued with or explained away. So whatever this person did, evidence is going to surface or circumstances are going to align in such a way that their actions become undeniable. There is no wiggle room here, no gray area where they can spin a story or play victim. The truth is going to be so obvious that even people who might have defended this person before will see clearly what happened. And that is powerful, Cancer, because sometimes the hardest part is not even the betrayal itself, but the fact that other people do not see it or believe you. Justice is promising you that validation is coming. Now, the second card completely blew my mind. I pulled Queen of Cups, and this is you, Cancer. This is your energy in the middle of all this chaos. The Queen of Cups is deeply intuitive, emotionally intelligent, and spiritually connected. And what this tells me is that you knew something was wrong, did you not? Like maybe you could not put your finger on it exactly, but your intuition was sending you signals. The Queen of Cups never ignores those inner whispers, and I think part of this situation is that you trusted your gut even when you had no concrete proof. You felt the shift in energy, you noticed the inconsistencies, you picked up on things that were off even if other people told you that you were overthinking or being too sensitive. What I love about the Queen of Cups appearing here is that she represents someone who maintains their emotional center even during storms. So Cancer, while all of this is unfolding and this person is facing consequences, you are going to remain calm and collected. You are not going to lose your composure or stoop to any low-level behavior. The Queen of Cups has this beautiful quality of being able to feel deeply without being controlled by those feelings. So yes, you might feel vindicated, you might feel relieved when the truth comes out, but you are not going to become consumed by bitterness or revenge fantasies. You are simply going to observe karma doing its work while you maintain your grace and dignity. And here is something really beautiful that the Queen of Cups is showing me about you right now. During this whole situation, even when you were being wronged, you probably still tried to see the best in this person. You probably gave them chances or made excuses for red flag behaviors because that is the Queen of Cups' nature, compassionate almost to a fault sometimes. But there comes a point where even the most understanding person has to acknowledge reality. And I think you are at that point now. The Queen of Cups is saying your compassion is not weakness. Your willingness to see good in people is not naivety. But you also have every right to protect yourself and to expect people to face consequences when they harm you. The third card is the Emperor. And this is where things get really interesting because the Emperor is about structure, authority, and established order. What this tells me, Cancer, is that the consequences this person faces are not just going to be personal or emotional. There might actually be official or formal elements involved. Like maybe this involves workplace situations where there are rules and regulations, or maybe there are legal aspects, or perhaps family structures where elders or authority figures get involved. The Emperor suggests that systems and structures are going to play a role in how accountability unfolds. The Emperor also represents masculine energy in its most protective form. So I am getting that there might be someone, possibly a father figure or authority figure, or just someone with more power or influence who becomes aware of what happened and steps in on your behalf. The Emperor does not tolerate injustice, and when this energy shows up, it means someone with the ability to enforce consequences is going to do exactly that. This person who wronged you might have thought you were alone or powerless, but the Emperor is revealing that you have support from unexpected places, support that carries actual weight and authority. What strikes me about the Emperor following justice is that we are seeing a very official, very structured unfolding of consequences. This is not messy drama or he said she said situations. This is more like everything is going to be handled in a very proper, almost formal way. Documentation might be involved, official statements, clear boundaries being established and enforced. The Emperor brings order to chaos, and right now, Cancer, your situation is moving from chaos into very clear, structured resolution. And honestly, that is probably such a relief because the Emperor energy means no more confusion, no more ambiguity, just clear-cut accountability. Now, the fourth card absolutely fascinates me. I pulled 8 of Pentacles, and this card is about mastery, dedication, and focusing on your craft. What this tells me is that while all this drama is unfolding with this other person facing consequences, you are going to be focused on your own development and growth. The 8 of Pentacles is someone who puts their head down and does the work, who concentrates on improving their skills and building something valuable. And I think the message here, Cancer, is that you are not going to get distracted or derailed by this situation. You have goals, you have things you are working toward, and you are going to maintain your focus on what actually matters. The 8 of Pentacles also suggests that part of how you are processing all of this is by channeling your energy into productive activities. Maybe you are throwing yourself into a project at work, or developing a new skill, or working on personal goals. And honestly, that is such a healthy way to handle drama. Instead of obsessing over what someone else is going through as they face consequences, you are investing in yourself. The 8 of Pentacles is all about that steady, consistent effort that builds real results over time. So while this person is dealing with the fallout of their actions, you are quietly building something meaningful in your own life. What I also see with the 8 of Pentacles is that you are learning from this experience in a very practical way. This card represents taking lessons and actually applying them, not just understanding something intellectually, but changing your behavior based on what you have learned. So maybe this situation has taught you about boundaries, or about recognizing red flags earlier, or about trusting your intuition more readily. And the 8 of Pentacles says you are not just acknowledging these lessons, you are actually integrating them into how you move forward. That is real growth, Cancer. That is how you ensure you do not repeat patterns or attract similar situations again. The 5th card is the Hierophant, and oh my goodness, this adds such an interesting layer because the Hierophant is about traditional values, spiritual wisdom, and sometimes religious or institutional involvement. What this tells me is that the situation might involve moral or ethical questions that go beyond just personal hurt feelings. The Hierophant represents doing what is right according to higher principles, not just what is convenient or easy. So this person who wronged you violated some kind of code, whether that is professional ethics, family values, friendship loyalty, or basic human decency. And the Hierophant says those violations are being recognized and addressed at a fundamental level. The Hierophant also can represent mentors, teachers, spiritual advisors, or community elders. So I am getting that wisdom and guidance is available to you during this time, Cancer. You might find yourself talking to someone older or more experienced who helps you understand the situation from a higher perspective. The Hierophant encourages you to seek out that wisdom, to not just react emotionally, but to really understand what this experience is teaching you about life, people, and yourself. There might be spiritual lessons embedded in this challenge, and the Hierophant is saying those lessons are valuable even though the situation itself was painful. What I find really powerful about the Hierophant in this spread is that it suggests your values are being validated. Like maybe you questioned yourself when you stood up for what you believed was right. Maybe people told you that you were being too rigid or judgmental, or that you should just let things go. But the Hierophant is confirming that your moral compass was accurate, that the standards you hold are appropriate and necessary. When you refuse to accept disrespectful behavior, when you insist on honesty and integrity, when you expect people to follow basic ethical guidelines, those are not unreasonable demands. The Hierophant is telling you that your values matter, and it is okay to expect others to respect them. The sixth card is Page of Pentacles, and this is such a hopeful energy because pages represent new beginnings, fresh starts, and opportunities emerging. The Page of Pentacles specifically deals with material world manifestations, so this could be about new job opportunities, financial improvements, or practical situations that open up for you. What I am seeing here, Cancer, is that as this person faces consequences for their actions, doors are simultaneously opening for you. Like the universe is not just handling justice, it is also making sure you are compensated in some way for what you went through. The Page of Pentacles has this eager, studious energy of someone who is ready to learn and grow. So I think part of what is coming for you is opportunities to develop new skills or pursue interests that excite you. Maybe you have been wanting to take a course or start a side project or explore a creative hobby, and the Page of Pentacles says now is the time. This card suggests that you are entering a phase where you can be a beginner again, where you can approach things with curiosity and openness. And honestly, after dealing with heavy drama and betrayal, that fresh, innocent energy of the Page of Pentacles probably feels really appealing. What I also love about the Page of Pentacles is that it represents tangible results and real-world progress. This is not just about feeling better emotionally or gaining spiritual insights, although those things matter too. The Page of Pentacles is promising actual material improvements in your life. Maybe your financial situation stabilizes or improves. Maybe you receive unexpected money or resources. Maybe a practical opportunity presents itself that makes your daily life easier. The universe is not just giving you emotional satisfaction from seeing justice served. It is also giving you concrete blessings and opportunities to move forward in positive ways. The seventh card is Seven of Wands. And okay, this one is intense because Seven of Wands is about defending your position and standing your ground against opposition. What this tells me, Cancer, is that even though justice is on your side and truth is coming to light, you might still face some pushback or resistance. The Seven of Wands appears when you have to be willing to fight for what is right, when you cannot just passively wait for things to work out, but have to actively defend yourself and your truth. And I think what the cards are saying is that this person who wronged you, or perhaps their allies, might try to create a counter-narrative or deflect blame or make you look like the problem. But here is what is so powerful about the Seven of Wands. This card shows someone who is standing on higher ground. They have the advantage of position and truth. So yes, you might have to defend yourself, you might have to speak up and set the record straight, you might have to be assertive about boundaries and consequences, but you are doing so from a place of strength, not weakness. The Seven of Wands is not about desperately struggling, it is about confidently maintaining your position because you know you are right. And that confidence comes through Cancer. People can feel when someone is standing in their truth versus when someone is scrambling to cover up lies. What the Seven of Wands is also telling me is to not back down even if things get uncomfortable. Sometimes when we see other people facing consequences, there can be social pressure to minimize what happened, or to let things go, or to be the bigger person by just moving on. But the Seven of Wands says this is not the time for that kind of false peace. This is the time to hold firm, to not allow anyone to gaslight you or rewrite history or make excuses for inexcusable behavior. You have every right to defend your truth and to insist that wrongdoing be acknowledged and addressed. The Seven of Wands gives You the courage and determination to do exactly that. The 8th card brings in judgment and wow. Cancer. This is one of the most powerful cards in the entire deck for situations involving accountability and consequences. Judgment is literally about the moment of reckoning, when all actions are evaluated and everyone faces the results of their choices. This card is telling me that what is coming is major. This is not some minor inconvenience for the person who wronged you. This is a significant life impact. Judgment represents those moments when the truth becomes so undeniable that it changes everything. When people are forced to confront what they have done and make amends or face serious repercussions. Judgment also has this element of public exposure or community awareness. So I am getting that whatever consequences this person faces, it is not going to be private or behind closed doors. Other people are going to know. There is going to be some level of public accountability or at least awareness within your social circle, workplace, family, or community. And honestly, Cancer, that is important because part of what makes betrayal so painful is often the isolation of it, the feeling that nobody sees what really happened or believes your version of events. But judgment promises that the truth will be seen and recognized, that your experience will be validated in a very public and undeniable way. What I find so profound about judgment appearing in this spread is that it represents a permanent shift, not a temporary situation. When judgment energy activates, things do not just go back to how they were before. Relationships change, reputations shift, dynamics are permanently altered. This card is telling you that after this situation resolves, there is no going back to the old normal. And that might feel scary, but it is actually incredibly freeing, Cancer, because it means you are not going to be stuck in the same cycle or pattern with this person. Whatever happens over these next few days is going to create a clear before and after in your life story. The 9th card is 2 of Pentacles, and this brings in a really interesting energy because 2 of Pentacles is about balance, juggling multiple priorities and staying flexible during times of change. What this tells me is that while all this intense stuff is happening with justice and consequences and truth being revealed, you still have your regular life to manage. You still have responsibilities, commitments, daily tasks that need attention. And the 2 of Pentacles is saying you are going to have to find a way to balance dealing with this situation, while also keeping up with everything else on your plate. The 2 of Pentacles can sometimes feel a bit stressful because it represents having a lot going on at once, but it also represents adaptability and resourcefulness. So Cancer, you are going to discover that you are more capable than you realized of handling multiple things simultaneously. You can process this emotionally charged situation and still show up for work, take care of family obligations, maintain your health routines, pursue your goals. The 2 of Pentacles says you do not have to put your whole life on hold just because this one situation is demanding attention. You can give it the energy it needs while also staying engaged with everything else that matters to you. What I also see with the 2 of Pentacles is the importance of staying grounded and present during turbulent times. This card encourages you to maintain your routines and rhythms as much as possible because that stability helps you stay centered. So even though dramatic things are unfolding, still do your morning coffee ritual, still go for walks, still connect with friends, still engage in activities that bring you joy and peace. The 2 of Pentacles is reminding you that you are more than this situation. Your life is bigger than this one person and their consequences. Keep that perspective, Cancer, because it will help you navigate these next few days with grace and balance. And then the 10th and final card absolutely floored me. I pulled 10 of Cups, and oh my goodness, Cancer, this is the card of emotional fulfillment, happy endings, and harmonious relationships. What this tells me is that after all the intensity and drama and justice being served, you are moving toward a really beautiful place emotionally and relationally. The 10 of Cups represents finding your people, building genuine connections, experiencing real love and support, creating a life that feels emotionally satisfying. This card is promising you that the removal of toxic people and situations makes space for something infinitely better to enter your life. The 10 of Cups is often called the happily ever after card, and I think what it is saying here is that you are going to look back on this difficult situation and recognize it as a turning point that led you toward greater happiness. Sometimes we have to go through painful exposures and uncomfortable confrontations and watch people face consequences for their bad behavior before we can move into the peaceful, loving reality we truly deserve. The Ten of Cups says all of that struggle and discomfort is worth it because what awaits you on the other side is genuine emotional fulfillment. We are talking about relationships built on trust and respect. Environments where you feel safe and valued. Circumstances that support your well-being and growth. What really strikes me about ending on the Ten of Cups is the message that justice and happiness are connected. When you stand up for yourself, when you insist on accountability, when you remove toxic people from your life, you create the conditions for real happiness to flourish. The Ten of Cups is not just about feeling good temporarily, it is about building a life structure that supports sustained emotional well-being. And Cancer, you are on the path toward that right now. These next few days might be intense as truth comes to light and consequences unfold. But that intensity is clearing the way for something truly beautiful to emerge in your life. So let me bring all of this together for you, Cancer, because the message from these cards is so clear and powerful. Someone absolutely crossed a line with you. They did something they should not have done, and they probably thought they would get away with it. But the universe has other plans. Justice is being served in a very real, very official way. Truth is coming to light, consequences are unfolding, and you are going to witness karmic balance being restored without having to do anything to make it happen. Your role in all of this is to maintain your grace and dignity like the Queen of Cups, to stay focused on your own growth and development like the Eight of Pentacles, and to defend your truth when necessary like the Seven of Wands. The cards are showing me that this is a major turning point for you. The old patterns are breaking, toxic dynamics are being dismantled, and you are moving toward a much healthier and happier reality. The Ten of Cups promises that emotional fulfillment is your destiny, that you are absolutely going to find your way to relationships and circumstances that honor and value you. But first there has to be this clearing out, this moment of truth and accountability that the Judgment card represents. And that is happening right now, Cancer. Over these next few days, you are going to see dramatic shifts and revelations. I want to encourage you to trust what is unfolding, even if it feels chaotic or intense. The universe is working on your behalf. Divine timing is perfect, and everything is happening exactly as it should. You do not need to force anything or manipulate outcomes or seek revenge. Justice, the Emperor, and Judgment are all handling the accountability piece. Your job is to take care of yourself, stay grounded in your truth, keep moving forward with your goals and dreams, and remain open to the beautiful new beginnings that are trying to enter your life. The Page of Pentacles and Ten of Cups promise that better things are coming, that this painful situation is actually redirecting you toward your highest good. And please remember, Cancer, that your intuition was right all along. The Queen of Cups confirms that those gut feelings you had, those inner whispers telling you something was off, those were accurate. Trust yourself going forward because your internal guidance system is strong and reliable. When you feel that something or someone is not right for you, honor that feeling. When you sense that you need to set a boundary or walk away from a situation, respect that inner knowing. Your sensitivity and emotional intelligence are gifts, not weaknesses, and they are going to serve you so well as you move forward into this next chapter. I am genuinely excited for what is coming for you, Cancer, once this current intensity passes. The Ten of Cups is such a beautiful promise of real happiness, authentic connection, and emotional peace. You deserve all of that and more. These next few days might be wild as truth comes out and people face consequences, but stay centered in your own truth and keep your eyes on the bigger picture. You are being protected, guided, and supported by forces you cannot even see. Justice is real. Karma is real, and you are about to witness both in action. Sending you so much love and support during this time, Cancer. You have got this, and honestly, the universe has got you. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should.